When I was a child, I had always believed that the Bogeyman was nothing more than a scary bedtime story, a figment of overactive imaginations. But one chilling night, my perception of reality was shattered, and I came face to face with the creature I had dismissed as mere folklore. It all began on a dark, stormy evening. I was staying at my grandparents' old farmhouse, nestled deep in the woods. The wind howled outside, rattling the windows and sending shivers down my spine. My grandparents had long passed away, leaving the house empty and abandoned, except for a few remnants of their lives. I had always been fascinated by the attic, a place filled with forgotten relics of a bygone era. That night, as the rain drummed against the roof, I decided to explore its shadowy depths. Armed with a flashlight, I climbed the creaky stairs that led to the attic. The attic was a labyrinth of old trunks, moth-eaten clothing, and dusty furniture draped with white sheets. As I ventured deeper into its eerie expanse, I noticed a peculiar, oversized wardrobe tucked away in the corner. Curiosity got the better of me, and I approached the wardrobe. Its ornate carvings were both beautiful and unsettling, depicting grotesque creatures and eerie landscapes. The doors of the wardrobe hung slightly ajar, as if inviting me to uncover its secrets. With a sense of trepidation, I pushed the doors open. The wardrobe was empty except for a peculiar-looking doll. It was unlike any doll I had ever seen, with its porcelain face marred by cracks and its faded dress tattered and torn. Its eyes were two dark voids that seemed to follow my every move. I reached out to touch the doll, my fingers trembling. As my hand brushed against it, a sudden gust of icy wind blew through the attic, extinguishing my flashlight. I was plunged into darkness, and a wave of fear washed over me. I fumbled for my flashlight and managed to turn it back on, but when the light illuminated the attic once more, the doll was gone. Panic set in as I frantically searched for it, my heart pounding. Then, I heard it. The soft, eerie sound of a child's laughter, echoing through the attic. I shone my flashlight toward the source of the sound and froze in terror. The doll was no longer on the floor. Instead, it was now perched on top of an old chest. Its cracked porcelain face contorted into a malicious grin. Its empty eyes seemed to bore into my soul. I stumbled back, my heart racing, as the doll slowly began to move. Its joints creaked and cracked as it stood up, its movements jerky and unnatural. It took a single, shuffling step toward me, then another. Fear overwhelmed me, and I turned to run, but the attic door slammed shut with a deafening crash, trapping me in darkness once more. I could hear the doll's laughter growing louder, closer as it approached. Then, a voice whispered in my ear, a voice that chilled me to the bone. It spoke of ancient curses and vengeful spirits, of the Bogeyman that lurked in the shadows of forgotten nightmares. I spun around, my flashlight flickering, and there it was, the Bogeyman. It was a grotesque, nightmarish creature, its gnarled limbs and hollow eyes dripping with malice. It reached out with skeletal fingers, its touch as cold as death. I screamed, my voice echoing through the attic, but no one came to my rescue. The Bogeyman's grip tightened, and I felt a searing pain in my chest. It was as if it was tearing my very soul from my body. Just as I was on the brink of surrendering to the darkness, the attic door burst open, flooding the room with light. My parents, alerted by my screams, rushed to my side and found me lying on the attic floor, gasping for breath. The doll and the Bogeyman were gone, as if they had never existed. My parents dismissed it all as a nightmarish hallucination, a product of an overactive imagination. But I knew the truth. I had come face to face with the Bogeyman, and I had survived to tell the tale. From that day on, I was haunted by the memory of that night, and I could never look at a darkened room or a forgotten attic in the same way again.